In the heart of a rapidly growing WNBA season, a storm erupted that shook the foundation of the entire league. It began quietly, early on a Saturday morning, when a mysterious audio recording surfaced online, one that would change everything. What at first sounded like another round of fan frustration over bad officiating quickly evolved into something much darker. The recording allegedly revealed that the league's problems went far beyond simple human error. It suggested that manipulation and interference were happening at the highest levels of the WNBA itself, right from the commissioner's office. For years, complaints about inconsistent refereeing had lingered like background noise. Fans and players alike had learned to shrug off the missed calls, the uneven foul counts, the questionable ejections. It was all written off as part of the game, mistakes that every sport has to live with. But this leak painted a far more sinister picture. It claimed that a secret roster of referees was operating under hidden paychecks tied directly to Commissioner Kathy Engelbert. Reports of off-the-book stipends, cash bonuses, and suspicious consulting fees started circulating, each allegedly connected to controversial games where the officiating had swung dramatically in one team's favor. Suddenly, the whispers of bias that had followed Caitlin Clark's rookie season didn't seem so baseless after all. The leaked audio sent fans into a frenzy, reigniting debates that had simmered all season long. Chief among them, the growing belief that Clark, the league's brightest new star and viewership magnet, was being systematically targeted. And when people went back and watched the tape, it was hard not to see patterns. Take the final seconds of the Fever versus Liberty matchup. The Fever were down by 2, the ball in Clark's hands, time winding down. She made her move, one quick dribble, a crossover, setting up for a potential game-winning shot, when a Liberty defender stripped her clean with an arm tangled around her body. It was clear contact. The entire arena saw it. The commentators hesitated mid-sentence, waiting for the whistle that never came. Instead, silence. The clock expired. The Liberty celebrated a 90-88 victory. Fans exploded online. How could that not be a foul? How could officials swallow the whistle on the most important possession of the game? In isolation, it could have been dismissed as human error. But for Caitlin Clark, moments like that had become a pattern. Her rookie year had been a constant collision with rough play and silent whistles. Against the Connecticut Sun, Clark went up for one of her signature deep threes, only to be body-checked midair by veteran Dewana Bonner. She stumbled, glanced at the ref, waiting for the foul call that never came. Nothing. Play continued. Later that night, another no call, a hard hit under the rim that left Clark on the floor, was replayed 1,000 times on social media, each comment angrier than the last. Fans began to ask the question out loud. Was this really just bad officiating, or something more deliberate? Game after game, Clark was being battered by defenders with almost no protection from the refs. During a bruising matchup with the Seattle Storm, she was knocked off balance twice in the opening minutes. The officials didn't flinch. When the Fever's head coach Stephanie White finally broke her silence in a post-game interview, she didn't hold back. "It's pretty egregious what's been happening to us," she said. "A -31 free throw discrepancy in the last few games. And we're attacking the rim. It's unbelievable." Her frustration mirrored what the fans had been feeling for weeks. But even as Clark took the hits, literally and figuratively, one name seemed to escape the chaos entirely. Aya Wilson. The Las Vegas Aces star, a two-time MVP and face of the league before Clark's arrival, seemed to enjoy what many called royal treatment from officials. In one Aces vs. Fever game, Wilson attempted 13 free throws, nearly matching the entire Indiana team's total. Every time the Fever clawed their way back, it felt like a whistle appeared to slow them down. Online, fans accused the league of trying to crown Wilson as its golden child, even as Clark carried the ratings on her back. The numbers told their own story. A high-profile Aces matchup against the Connecticut Sun drew just 100,000 viewers. Paltry numbers for what was supposed to be a marquee game. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark's lowest-rated broadcast of the year still pulled in nearly 600,000. In pure viewership terms, there was no competition. Clark wasn't just boosting the WNBA, she was saving it. And yet, it seemed like the league itself was doing everything possible to dim her spotlight. The leaked audio added gasoline to the fire. Fans and insiders began drawing connections that were hard to ignore. Missed calls in Clark's games, disproportionate free throws favoring select stars, and most damning of all, alleged consulting bonuses tied to referees after those same controversial matchups. Could the officiating really be rigged? And if so, why? One theory spread like wildfire. Money. Sports betting had become a massive industry, and basketball was not immune. In a world where a single missed call could shift the outcome, and the betting line, the temptation for corruption was always lurking. Fans pointed to the infamous Tim Donaghy scandal from the NBA, where a referee had bet on games he officiated and fed inside information to co-conspirators. He served 15 months in prison. If it could happen in the NBA, why couldn't it happen in the WNBA, especially now with more eyes, more money, and more pressure than ever before? As outrage grew, the league's leadership stayed silent. Commissioner Cathy Engelbert, whose name had been directly mentioned in the leaked audio, did not issue a statement, did not deny the allegations, did not even show up for interviews. Her silence only deepened suspicions. If she had nothing to hide, why wasn't she defending herself? The longer she stayed quiet, the more it began to look like she was hiding something. Calls for her resignation started trending online. Fans demanded accountability. Some even called for the NBA to intervene. And that's when Adam Silver, the NBA's commissioner, reportedly stepped in behind closed doors. Silver, who has built his reputation on transparency and strong governance, was said to be furious over the situation. The WNBA, after all, operates under the NBA's umbrella. Any scandal at that level threatened not just the women's league's credibility, but the NBA's brand as well. Sources close to the league suggested that Silver demanded a full internal investigation into the officiating and financial ties between refs and league executives. While the WNBA's official channels remained quiet, insiders hinted that Silver's patience with Engelbert was running thin. The question everyone started asking was simple. How deep did the corruption go? Each new clip of Caitlin Clark taking an elbow or a shove without a whistle only added fuel to the outrage. Fans began dissecting every game, comparing foul calls, tracking referee assignments, and uncovering strange coincidences. Certain refs kept appearing in Clark's biggest games, the same refs who'd been accused of questionable calls in others. And when betting activity around those games spiked unusually, even skeptics began to wonder. It wasn't just the fans losing faith. Coaches, analysts, and even some players began speaking out. If the league wants to grow, it has to be fair, one veteran said anonymously. People can accept mistakes. What they can't accept is bias. Others pointed to the long-term danger. Sponsors, corporate backers like Nike, Gatorade, and ESPN had invested heavily in the WNBA's resurgence. But no sponsor wants to be attached to a league accused of rigging outcomes. Sponsors hate uncertainty, said one marketing executive. And right now, the WNBA looks unstable. By mid-season, what began as a leaked audio clip had evolved into a full-blown crisis. Fans weren't just angry, they were losing trust. And in sports, once trust is gone, everything else follows. Viewership drops. Sponsorships dry up. Players start looking elsewhere. For a league fighting for legitimacy, this was an existential threat. As the dust settled, one possible solution began to emerge. Handing control of WNBA officiating, and possibly leadership, to the NBA directly. Many saw it as a drastic move, but perhaps a necessary one. Under Adam Silver's watch, referees in the NBA are subject to performance reviews, transparency reports, and public accountability. In contrast, WNBA refereeing remained opaque, its processes hidden from public view. If Silver's rumored intervention became official, it could mean a full structural overhaul of the women's league, new leadership, stricter rules, and perhaps, finally, fairness. But until that happens, the questions remain. Is Cathy Engelbert still pulling the strings behind the curtain? Are referees really being influenced by off-the-record payments and betting ties? And how much longer can the WNBA survive under a cloud of suspicion? For Caitlin Clark, the face of a new generation, this isn't just about missed calls anymore. It's about being the symbol of a league at war with itself. A league torn between progress and corruption, empowerment and exploitation. Every time she steps on the court now, it feels like she's fighting for more than a win. She's fighting for the integrity of the game itself. Because if the WNBA doesn't clean house soon, if it doesn't restore faith in its officiating, its leadership, and its fairness, it risks losing everything it has worked so hard to build. Fans can forgive bad games. They can't forgive betrayal. So as the investigation continues, One thing has become painfully clear. This isn't just about Caitlin Clark or Aya Wilson, or even about the refs. It's about trust, the invisible backbone of every sport. And right now, that trust is cracking. The question now is simple. Will the WNBA rebuild before it breaks completely? Or will silence, favoritism, and scandal drag it down for good? What do you think? Are the leaked recordings proof of a deeper conspiracy, or just another storm in a sport learning to handle fame? Should Adam Silver take over the WNBA and restore order, or should the league be left to clean up its own mess? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and if you want more in-depth breakdowns of stories like this, where sports, power, and scandal collide, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell, because this saga is far from over.